Thank you so much for joining me. Oh my goodness. We got a lot to talk about in such a short time, right? All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. I got some stuff I want to share with you here. Yes, we're going to talk about the big balloon. The balloon, in my opinion, filled with Biden's hot air. At least that's what I've been saying. It's filled with Biden's hot air. All right, give me 1 second. All right. All right, cool. What's going on, everybody? For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Will Johnson. My website is uniteamericafirst.com. Uniteamericafirst.com. There's a balloon in there. Or at least there used to be a balloon in the air. Maybe it's been shot down by now. What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. But I have a video I want to show you where a lady took a picture of something falling out the sky. Apparently, I guess a jet went by, and then now all of a sudden there's something falling out the sky. And in her video, there's like a big flash bang, boom. This is after it looked like it's falling out the sky. I don't know. There's no way for me to verify what fell out the sky. And it looked like it was miles and miles and miles away. So it would be difficult for someone to drive there from where her position and go look at it. But if it was the balloon, I'm pretty sure we'll find out soon enough. The question is how come they didn't shoot the daggum thing down when they first knew about it? Why did it take so long for them to address it? Why did it take so long? It kind of made me think about, Hunter Biden too, but it kind of made me think about these classified documents with Joe Biden. It took them so long before they even were transparent about it. They tried to suppress it as much as possible. But why would you suppress this? Because at some point, someone's going to look up in the sky and they're going to see this balloon. And I think that's the only reason why they started talking about it, because they said, what is this in the sky? What is this? Because people were doing videos. They were showing the moon, and then they would pan over and see this balloon. And they go, what is this? What is this? Right? It's so high up and so big, you can see it with the naked eye. I mean, it was pretty large. I think they were saying it was roughly around 60,000 feet, something like that. Well, apparently China has the technology to have a balloon up there, around 200,000 feet. Right? I don't know. I don't work for China. Right? I don't. But it's just really interesting. I've been asking the question. Everyone's been asking the question. Why didn't he shoot the daggum thing down when they first got it? And what we're being told is that they were getting ready to shoot it down. Right? This is allegedly they were getting ready to shoot it down. And Joe Biden said, nope, don't shoot it down. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, what if this is an EMP? Actually, I wouldn't even think it was the EMP, to be honest with you. At first, I wasn't even thinking that. What I was thinking is like, why aren't they shooting this down? They're gathering data, surveillance. And I did my audio podcast earlier, and this young man called in, and he brought up a really good point that it possibly could be an EMP. Right? It'll be the perfect mechanism. Fly it over America, get it to a certain spot, and then set it off. If it's an actual EMP, we're going to be in a world of hurt. It's not no physical destruction unless, except for the vehicles and the airplanes that get caught up in it and their instruments to stop working, the vehicles start working and, velocity and everything and start crashes and stuff like that would happen. But other than that, it's not like destruction like a nuclear bomb. Boom, explosion, destruction. It's just, fry electronics. And you can't just, turn it back on. You have to replace them because they fry the electronics. Now, of course, the Pentagon had this press meeting today. And here, look at this general. This general, and I didn't even watch the whole thing. I only watched bits and pieces because it was extremely boring. He was being real evasive, would not answer any of the questions, right? Basically just like avoiding the questions. He must have been hanging out with Karine Jean-Pierre. You know how they do. They don't want to answer any questions. But listen to this. Listen to what he says as he's asked some questions. It's a really short clip. He said we're monitoring it. It shouldn't be that we're monitoring it. It should be at, this is what he should have said. At 1300 hours, we shot the balloon down. That should have been the report of him coming out, not that we're monitoring it. And come to find out, they're finding this balloon was reported that it was going over the nuclear silos that we have in the United States of America. Up there, now that we got some this way, turn the balloon and travel this way. Then it turn and travel that way. And then it turn and travel this way. It's not a weather balloon. It was not a weather balloon. The Pentagon has even admitted it. Listen to this.
So as I mentioned, we'll continue to monitor it. Right now, we assess that it'll probably be over the United States for a few days. But we'll continue to monitor, review our options, and keep you updated as we can.
What do you mean it's going to be over America for a few days? It's a spy balloon. So, wait a minute. Help me out here. Is it okay for China to just openly, in our faces, spy on America? Is it okay? What am I missing here? Someone please help me out. What am I missing here? Now, there's been a particular general to come out and speak about this. This is very devastating. Now, again, I do have a video that I want to share with you where they show something falling out the sky. I don't know what it is. Stay tuned. I'm going to show it to you. Trust me, I'm going to show it to you here pretty quick. But first, let me play this from Fox News where they're talking about this. And this is my first time. This is my first time watching this. My producer sent it to me. She said, you need to share this one. You need to share this. So you and I are going to watch this together. Because actually, this, if I'm not mistaken, the same general, General Kellogg, he actually put out a statement earlier talking about this, talking about how bad this really is. And the Biden administration prevented them from shooting it down in the first place, which I don't understand that. Leave me a comment and you tell me why you think Biden didn't want to shoot it down. But listen to this.
All right, let's bring in retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, who served as National Security Advisor to former Vice President Pence. He's also a Fox News contributor. So China's saying, oops, our bad, an agricultural balloon went astray. The Pentagon, of course, is saying, no, that's no agricultural balloon. Yeah. That is a military craft, and it's a surveillance craft. The State Department reacting to it this way. We have noted the People's Republic of China's statement of regret, but the presence of this balloon in our airspace is a clear violation of our sovereignty as well as international law, and it is unacceptable that this has occurred. But meantime, we're just watching it float through American airspace. What should we be doing about this?
Yeah, well, if I was in the White House recommending anything to the president in the previous administration, I think we'd be ordering Chinese takeout about right now. Look, when you look at that balloon, and if you look at the package closely, that sensor package underneath that balloon, that thing's about the size of a fire truck. It's massive. Mm-hmm. And people need to understand where that thing is moving to. It's going across the northwest, moving to the south. But the fact is it's going across all of our major missile fields out there. It's going across the locations where the 341st Missile Wing is, the 90th Missile Wing, the 91st. All of our 400 missile sites are right there under it. And the thing is, people don't realize that the slant range on those sensors is huge, because it's sort of like, okay, I'm on the first floor of a building, I'll look out. If I'm different when I'm on the 50th floor of a building. And so they're looking deep, and they're just vacuuming information. And the beauty that balloons give you, they can loiter. They just stay a long time.
Yeah, clearly.
And so what they're doing is they're just collecting information on us. And I think it's really unfortunate we haven't done something about it. I mean, this is really egregious. This isn't like they're not just traveling across the Southwest. These are going across the most sensitive sites that we have, our 3 missile wings that are out there, and the ICBM field, which is part of the triad. And the fact that we have not taken some type of heavy action against it and just talked about it is incredible to me.
You know what? It's extremely incredible. Let me ask y'all, if President Trump was in office, obviously they would have never done this. Okay? Come on. Just come with me for a second. Of course, they would have never done it. But if President Trump was in office, do you think he would have let it go on for so long? As soon as it came into our airspace, they would have been shot down. Mr. President, yes. We have a spy balloon from
China
in our airspace. How would you like us for us to proceed? And President Trump probably wouldn't be like, Well, you should have shot it down and then call me. Right? You should have shot it down first and then call me. But they're probably like, well, we want to inform you first. And you say, okay, well, yep, shoot it down. I didn't authorize it. Shoot it down. It wouldn't have gone so long. People wouldn't be talking about it. We wouldn't have generals. They would have been saying, China tried to come in and spy on America, which no one would be surprised about that. I wouldn't be surprised about it. You wouldn't be surprised about it, that China's trying to spy on us. Okay, we get that. They tried to send a balloon. We shot it down. Okay, no big deal. But the balloon kept going on. The balloon kept going over missile silos throughout the country. The balloon, and now they're talking about more balloons throughout the world. It's not just the United States of America. It's like something is getting ready to go down. Something's getting ready to go happen. I don't know, possibly not. But it's really odd that this is happening at this time. And I look at the timing of everything.
It certainly doesn't seem to be in a hurry to go anywhere. But this just came in a moment ago, General. This is some breaking news. A source in the government tells me that the U.S. was aware of this balloon headed towards U.S. airspace for more than a month, possibly up to several months.
Okay, wait a minute. See, this is my first time listening to this. This kind of reminds me of those. Look, I just brought it up. This reminds me of the docks that they had that they knew about for months. They knew about the docks for months. So this balloon all of a sudden is flying for months and they knew about it? They knew about it and did nothing about it, knowing that it was coming into the U.S. airspace and did nothing about it? Come on. Someone help me out here. What is happening?
That change our conception of what we're seeing right now?
Well, Jillian, the concern I've got about it just shows inaction on part of the administration. And what I mean by that, this is like a test case. The Chinese are doing something, and they're kind of pushing the boundary. Where are we going to get a reaction from the United States? We used to do that all the time in the White House and when I was in the military. You're checking people's response and resolve. And it's sort of like saying, okay, they haven't done it, so let's go this step, let's go this step. And my concern is, okay, is this a prelude to something that eventually, like with Taiwan, well, we can get away with doing a little bit more because we haven't responded to this.
Oh, they're kind of walking it back with the rhetoric, or they're trying to de-escalate, it sounds like. The Chinese.
Oh, the Chinese. Yeah, well, they can try to de-escalate all they want, but the Pentagon says this is a military spy craft that's now traveling over our very sensitive military bases.
Okay, let me say something, because I just happened to see someone make a comment. China has already admitted that it's their balloon. But they said that it's a weather balloon. China has admitted it. China has admitted that it's their balloon. So people out there saying, this is not China's balloon, it's not China's balloon. Then why would they take credit for a balloon that's not theirs? Why would the Pentagon say that it's a Chinese balloon? Why would they say that? Why would they mislead us when Joe Biden, China Joe, Beijing Biden, does everything for China, right? Throughout the years, Beijing Biden has been saying, China's great. We need to work with China. We need to help China. So why would they say it's China if it's not a balloon from China? And also, it's been reported the same type of balloon from China has shown up in other countries. Why would Canada say it's a Chinese balloon? So people out there saying it's not even from China. It's not. Where are you getting your information from? Where are you getting it from? Because again, China has already come out and admitted that it's their balloon.
So Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo have both weighed in on this. Here's what Nikki Haley said. Shoot down the balloon. Cancel Blinken's trip, which they have done. Hold China accountable. Biden is letting China walk all over us. It's time to make America strong again. Mike Pompeo just tweeted this. When we realized the CCP was spying on Americans from their consulate in Houston, we shut it down. The Biden administration's weakness is provocative. Xi Jinping and the CCP are growing bolder because of it. Shoot down the CCP's balloon safely and demand answers from Xi. On that last point, shoot down the balloon safely. Is it possible to send an F-22 up there, pop a few holes in it with a 50 cal, and the thing comes down slowly? I don't expect it would explode if you did that. I mean, it would if you hit it with a missile, clearly, and everything would come down at 32 feet per second squared. But is there a way to slowly deflate it?
Well, look, they just should knock it down. Look, in Montana, there are 9 people per square mile. I mean, there's not a lot. There's a lot of space out there. And they should have made those decisions early when they saw it, like Jillian said, when that thing was coming earlier. They make the decision where to do it and when to do it out there. But you need, if you knock it down, then we can look at the sensor package. Then we can have, what kind of sensors are these? Because this thing is transmitting. It's not collecting and holding it. It's transmitting this information back. And every day it sits out there, it's collecting the information and sending it back. We don't know what it's collecting. We don't know if it's SIGINT. We don't know if it's, human intelligence. We don't know what it is out there. We do know what's.
We're pretty sure it's not weather information.
No, it's not.
I mean, really, right? I mean, even, you know what? Even over on the liberal media news, they're talking about this balloon is from
China.
Even the liberal media news. I mean, everyone is saying it, but, you can't believe, just because the news is saying it's from China, you shouldn't believe it's from China. Just because China say it's their balloons, you shouldn't believe it's their balloons. Well, unless you can give us actual proof that it's not from
China,
then you know what? Zip it. Because the Pentagon is saying it's from
China.
China is saying it's from
China.
Canada is saying it's from
China.
There's multiple. There's actually another balloon showed up. Another balloon showed up in, where's it at? In Latin America. Another one in Latin America. And guess what they're saying? It's from
China.
Really? See, you know what? You always get people out there, conspiracy. And then if you're, I mean, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I had to throw that in there. Listen.
Not at all.
Is there any well, put it this way. It's headed east. At some point, it will be over the ocean. Why wouldn't they shoot it down then? Is there any conceivable reason for them not to do that then?
Well, it's a little bit late because it's transmitting. It's not holding the information. It's transmitting constantly back to China. So by that time, it's just let it go because now it becomes a weather balloon. To shoot it down, get rid of it, knock it down early before it can send that information back to China. Right now, my concern is where it's collected. That information is the most critical. It's over our missile fields.
But then they would want to still destroy it, wouldn't they? Wouldn't the U.S. still want to destroy it so that it doesn't?
Right, but it's a little bit late to be doing it. It's sort of like that. Truly, the horse has left the barn. My point is get it early before it gets.
So at the Pentagon briefing,
you know what? He's so right. It's like the horse has left the barn. They've already collected so much data. And what's to prevent them? And like I said, I was talking to a gentleman earlier on my audio podcast, and he brought up the fact that it could possibly be an EMP. Don't know. Could possibly be an EMP. And this could be a delivery method for them to do an EMP. And if they do multiple ones, because the Biden regime sit there and watched it come for a month, where we're all looking, maybe, a lot of people are saying, well, Biden's classified documents is a distraction from something else. Well, we couldn't see the balloon coming, so I'm not sure how they would be distracting us from seeing the balloon because we couldn't see it, but they knew it was coming. They saw it, but we can't see it until it got directly over us. And then Americans started seeing it. If it's an EMP, I don't know if y'all know what an EMP is, but if they set off an EMP, because they've been talking about the technology for years, and I'm not saying this is, but if they deploy an EMP, they can knock out our electrical systems in this country and cause a blackout. And if China decides to invade, like, Red Dawn or something like that, guess what? We won't be able to communicate with one another. We won't know who's doing what. They could cripple the United States, send us back like to the Stone Age. Seriously. And it's really kind of interesting, too, when you start thinking about it. Because if this is an EMP, I'm not saying it is again, okay? Get it right. But it's just really interesting. They do this chip manufacturing in Arizona. You remember Biden doing this chip thing, this chip factory in Arizona. And now we have all this going, and everyone's talking about the EMP. And there's on the Washington, the Examiner. They're talking about an EMP. Talking about an EMP.
Suggesting that, look, this thing has got limited capability now after we've buzzed it with a couple of Raptors to transmit information. I don't think that they could have hit it with an EMP or something like that, but is there technology that we have, radio jamming, whatever, that they could have fried the circuits of this thing? Sure, and now it's basically just a big box floating through the sky.
There's a lot.
And see, he's talking about an EMP as well. You know, fry the electronics of it, just a big box in the sky. But again, the generals already made the comment that they've already collected a lot of data. It's like it's already too late. They've already collected all the data. The question is why did the Biden regime allow it to happen in the first place? They knew it was coming. They could have shot it over the water. They could have shot it down as soon as it came into our airspace, over the water. But they didn't do that. They allowed it to come in and fly over the missile silos in the country. Can someone please tell me why that happened? And people going, it's not from China, it's not from China. Well, explain to me, why are they reporting that it's flying over missile silos? Why are they reporting that? Why are they relaying that information to us? I'm just asking the question here.
Box floating through the sky.
There's a lot of things we could have done. And frankly, I hate to say this, but listening to the Pentagon briefing, I mean, what he was saying, if you believe what he was saying, I've got a good bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. The fact is, there's a lot of things we could have done. They should have thought about it well in advance.
Yeah.
They could have picked up the drift pattern where it was going in the loiter. And that's what balloons do. They loiter and they drift slow. And they didn't do it.
And they didn't do it. They didn't do it. And the report is that they called Biden and say, hey, we got this Chinese spy balloon coming into our airspace. Should we shoot it down? They've known about it for a month. Now, the story is that they didn't shoot it down. Right? Because Biden was saying that it was, they said don't want to shoot it down because it's over civilian population. But they knew about it before it got over civilian population. So why did they even do anything? But like I told all of y'all, I do have a video. A young lady captured this video and something's falling out the sky. I'm not saying that it is the balloon, but this was taken today and people are asking questions. I mean, it's really odd that this would happen today. It could just be, a rocket. We don't know. But look at this. And you can see there's something there. And in just about a couple seconds here, you're going to see a flash in the sky. Boom. Then listen. Y'all see that? It was a flash. And whoever filmed this, I'm really thankful that they did film this. And this was in Montana. Okay, so if you know someone in Montana, maybe you can call them and ask them, hey, did y'all hear anything about this in the news falling down? But this was in Montana when this took place. And here, I'm like, again, I don't know if this is the balloon, but out of today of all days, that is possibly could be it, because what else can be falling out the sky, right? Maybe the Biden regime got so much pressure from this taking place that they went ahead and shot the thing down because it was like going on too much. It's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? People are questioning, what are you doing? Why did you let this go on for so long? It's just like the classified documents. They not being transparent with the American people. Now, again, like I said, if a balloon was just flying over and then they shot it down and they say they shot it down because they were trying to spy on us, no one would be like, oh, this is a big deal, big deal, big deal. We expect them to do it. At least I do. I'm like, okay, it's not really a big deal. We expect them to do it. But for them to let it go on this long, for them to allow it to go on this long, that's where the problem comes in. And that's when it starts getting, a lot of people start asking questions. Whose side is Joe Biden on? Is he on the side of America or is he on the side of
China?
And if you ask me, he's on the side of
China.
Because his actions, you know how they always tell you, you can tell someone by their actions. Joe Biden, Beijing Biden, he'll say a lot of things, but it's by his actions. All right, let me try something here. I am going to. I'm going to put something on the screen here. All right. And let me see. I'm going to see if this works. It may not work, but we shall see. All right, let me see. Did that work? Okay, look at that. Okay, look, I'm kind of curious. Because I haven't done this here like on Facebook and when I'm on YouTube in a long time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the phone line. And if you want to give me a call and tell me, what do you think? Why do you think Joe Biden didn't shoot down the balloon to begin with? Maybe they did just shoot it down from pure pressure, from public pressure, because it's making them look bad. Maybe that's the reason why he didn't shoot it down. Give me a call. Tell me why you think Biden allowed it to go on for so long, because you just heard the report where they were saying that they knew about this balloon for months. They knew about it for over a month and did nothing about it. So I'm just kind of curious. I really want to hear from, because I don't get out much apparently. I lost power the other day and I was like stuck here, but I'm curious. I want to know your thoughts about this. So give me a call. And if you're trolling I notice I have some trolls on there. And if you think that I'm wrong and you say this is not a Chinese balloon, call me. This is your time to get your voice heard. Look, if you get scared or whatever, you can hang up. You can hang up. Because I get a lot of people that get too scared to call me. And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm like, why would you be scared to call Will Johnson? Right? I mean, there's some people that are. All right. The number's right there, big as day on the screen. Call me. All right. Hold on. All right. I see we got some people starting to call in. All right. Who's not interested in this balloon? I did my audio podcast earlier. I titled it, "It's a Bird. It's a Plane." No, it's a balloon. All right. Let's go to the first one here. All right. First come, first serve. That's how we like to roll here. All right. Let's go to Dan from Michigan. Hey, Dan, what's up?
Hey, Will, how you doing?
Man.
I've been watching a lot on this today. And it's not just over Montana. From what I understood, there's 4 major bases in that area, and it's been all over. It went over all 4 of them. Yeah,
the video I showed was from Montana. That's where that video was from, Montana. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. The balloon has been making its rounds, right?
And they can control it on which way it goes and all that.
Yep.
They said it's been doing a circle around the 4 bases in that area. What do they call it? ICBM or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, why do you think they didn't shoot it down when they knew it was coming from the get-go?
My opinion personally, Biden wants it. He wants them to spy on us. I heard it was what I heard before. They don't want to do it because they'll consider it an act of war.
And do you think they would have attempted to do this when President Trump was in office? I know the answer, but what do you think?
I think it would have been shot down before it even hit the land.
Yep, I completely agree. Completely agree.
And I wanted you didn't take calls last night. And I wanted to let you know on this. You were talking about the Pledge of Allegiance and all that.
Yes.
Have you seen the video of Red Skelton explaining the Pledge of Allegiance?
I have not.
Watch it.
Is it on
Red
YouTube?
Skelton. Yep, SKELTON.
Okay.
And
I'll take a look.
He explains the Pledge of Allegiance. And this is from when we were small.
Okay, I will take a look. Hey, appreciate the call, Dan.
Okay. Yep, you have a great one.
You too. Take care. Okay, let's go to Mandy from New Zealand. What's going on, Mandy? Do you have a balloon in New Zealand, Mandy?
Not that I know of, but I've just been in a large chat over on Twitter Spaces about this, and very interesting. So there's a few of these balloons apparently circulating around. Apparently there's one in South America, so on and so on. What we've got to be careful of, let's not talk about the balloon just for a second, but it involves that. We've got to be careful we're not getting used as a psyop or for part of a psyop. So they can calculate some more algorithms on us about who's going to talk about this, who's going to spread disinformation, misinformation, who's going to pick it up and run with it. We've got to be absolutely careful here because they're telling us not in movies not to look up. But recently we have had the asteroid or whatever it was slingshot around the moon. So everyone happens to be looking up. So there's a whole lot of little nidbits in there that add to this. Now, again, we've always got to keep going back to the CCP and the long arm of the CCP.
Right.
But we've also got to go back to the long arm of the CIA. And how much has infiltrated our cabinets all around the world. So we're just got to be careful we don't play into this too much. I'm with you. If this is what they're saying it is, it should have been taken out before it hit land, or certainly over farmland rather than over industrial and built-up areas.
Yeah, actually, they had the opportunity before it got to a heavy population area to take it down, and it's been reported that Biden said, no, don't do it. And the question is why would he say no?
It's an act of war to actually allow this to go over American soil and over Pacific military bases.
Yeah. Exactly. Imagine if the U.S. or even the UK or some another country, Australia, sent a spy balloon over China. How do you think they would react? Right?
Yeah, exactly. They would take it out instantly. So this goes to show who's shaking hands in the background. The last 3 years, one thing we have seen, and it's in every nation that fell into this, all our military has been weakened. So we're in a position, we're ripe for the plucking. Yeah, it really is, Anyway, I'll leave that there for you guys, but please, people, be careful that we don't go down that psyop rabbit hole, because this is what they want us to do.
Yeah, a lot of people do, and I don't know why they do. But hey, Mandy, thank you so much for the call. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Look like we got a new caller here. The last four is 3128. 3128. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Amy. I'm calling from East Texas.
Amy from Texas. What's going on, Amy? Do you think the balloon is filled with a lot of Biden's air?
I'm not exactly sure what that balloon is for. It could be a number of things, but I will tell you this. We're supposed to be looking up, and there's all kinds of things that are happening in the sky right now. This is endgame. That's what I believe. I believe that we are in the last days. And I believe that they are all in the background planning this. They got to take out as many human beings as possible. I think they're going to minimize this to take out 90% of humanity. They've been doing it through, vaccines. They've been doing it through, just all kinds of diseases, all kinds of everything. I mean, if you just pay attention, you can see it everywhere. They're calling us out. That's what they're doing, because the perfect utopia doesn't include us.
Right. So let me ask you, because, I really want to know about, talk about this balloon. Why do you think they didn't shoot it down when they knew about it from the get-go?
I think they didn't shoot it down because they're in on it. You
think they're in on it?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
They're in on it. So, because some people believe, and I don't know what, the balloon could just be spy, but I don't know. Based on what they're saying, but it
even
could possibly be an EMP.
What gives them the right? Like, what American president is going to give China the right to spy on American citizens. That just doesn't make any sense to me at all. So
that is a very good question, but a lot of people don't know that China has a police department in New York.
Huh.
A lot of people are not aware of that, and that shouldn't be allowed either. So
a lot of people don't realize that there's millions of, Russian soldiers training with ours, and they're learning everything about our country, where everything's hidden, where everything's at. I mean, it's just, I could go on about this all night long. Yep. There's just so many things, and I feel like, America, for one, we're in so much debt. There is no more money to borrow from anybody. We are in so much debt, I believe, that they sold us out to China.
You know what? I believe it too. And now they're wanting more money.
They're just scoping out their new property. That's all.
Yep. And now they want new money. That's what it is. They're scoping out their new property. I like that.
That's right. That's right.
Well, hey, Amy, thank you so much for the call.
Hey, thank you.
All right. Take care. All right. That's a really good analogy, right? They're like just scoping out their new property. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to this. We own this. We own that because Beijing, Biden, China, Joe. Come on. There's really something there to that. There is something there. Okay, so look, I got the number up there. It's still open. Y'all want to call me? I'm waiting for someone to call me. There was a person on there I saw earlier. Was sitting there saying, "Get over it. It's not even a Chinese balloon." Well, call me. There's the number right there. The number's right there. Here's your opportunity to let me know that I was wrong. I want to hear it. Right? It's not that you can't see the number. Holla at me. Some people, a lot of people get scared. Now, the reason why I was talking about it possibly be an EMP, because if it's an EMP, I'm not saying that it is, but if an EMP is ever set off in the country, it knocks out all of our electronics. I wouldn't be able to do this. Your phones won't be able to work. Your vehicles won't be able to work unless it's a crank manual, no electronic components to make it go. Right. And they want every vehicle to be an electronic vehicle. I mean, we're like setting ourselves up for the downfall. I mean, it's really bizarre how this is happening. Right. But if that were to happen, there wouldn't be any communication. All right. We got another caller here. Awesome. All right. Let's go to it. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, I am calling from the Deep South in Louisiana.
Awesome. Just give me your first name, sir.
Stanley.
What do you think about this, Stanley? What do you think about this balloon?
I'm just going to give you some ideas. I don't really know for sure, of course, but it is possible that they're testing out what they can do as far as putting out the ability for us to launch those ICBMs that are in that area. That's, a possibility. And then if the deep state is in on it and they want to do it, then it's sort of like what Amy was talking about with depopulation or the crisis thing. They want to get rid of a lot of people. I do think that's a possibility.
Yeah, it's we have to agree. It's all a possibility. I hope that's not the case. I hope this is just an honest mistake. Yeah, right. But
I know, but it's just that we get surprised over and over again by the depth of what they do.
No,
it's
you're
like
absolutely right.
They continually surprise us.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
At how bad it is. Yeah.
Why do you think, if they knew about this, I don't know if you saw the report I played earlier, they knew about this for over a month. If they knew about it for over a month, why do you think it took them so long to even report about it? And why do you think they never even shot it down? Why would it take this long? Your opinion.
I don't think the military said anything. I think some patriots somewhere or somebody saw it and it got out. That it was there.
I think once they started posting videos about it, because people were shooting these videos of the moon, and then they pan over and say, well, what's that? Here's the moon, so what's that?
Yeah.
And then it started raising alarms.
Yes, right.
but they reported that they knew about it headed towards America for over a month, and they did nothing. It's
right,
crazy.
which is an indication that they're in on it.
Yeah,
you know?
It really does look that way. Absolutely. Hey, Stanley, thanks so much for the call.
Okay, well,
take care. All right, let's go to the next one here. The last four is 0851. 0851. We're going to you. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Will. This is Chris Marshall. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Chris? What state are you calling from?
I'm calling from Virginia.
Awesome. What do you think about this, Chris?
I think that the Biden regime and Biden knew about it, and he let it go because he thought it was filled up with a bunch of kids and balloons inside. He was having a party in his backyard, and he wanted to give them all the ice cream that they could handle.
Right. One lady called me on my audio podcast. She said the reason why Biden didn't shoot it down last time, or shoot it down, is because it had prostitutes and little kids in there for Hunter Biden and cocaine.
Yeah, it's sickening. It's so sickening to see all this unfold before our eyes.
Yeah.
And we're just allowing everything to happen, and I don't know how much longer we can take all this stuff.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's highly disturbing. It is highly disturbing. And you know what? This was not happening under President Trump. It wasn't. I mean, if we're going to, if the left is going to be
on country.
But you know what? Let me tell you this too, because the liberal media is actually reporting, trying to say that, well, there was a balloon like this when Trump was in office. I mean, so if there was a spy balloon from
China
when President Trump was in office, wouldn't we think that the liberal media would be talking about it constantly, over and over and over, saying that President Trump allowed a Chinese spy balloon to come into our country and just float around and take pictures? Of course. Yeah. Now, like I mentioned before, I wouldn't be surprised if China didn't try to do it. You know, if they try to send these balloons, it wouldn't surprise me. The problem here is that they allowed the balloon to come in and just take pictures and hover over secure places.
Exactly. They're basically owning us.
Yeah.
They're making us look so weak.
Yep.
And it's just sickening.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Hey, Chris, thank you so much for the call.
Thank you so much, Will.
All right,
appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, look, let's go to Ken from Oregon. Hey, Ken.
How you doing, Will?
Man, it's Friday. Stuff is just crazy. What is all this hot balloon mess, right? What do you think?
Man, I think all this was started years and maybe even decades ago. Like what that lady said earlier about us being sold out to China, she's 100% right. I mean, we've been in debt for so long.
Yep.
And you hear stories about China buying farmland here and buying stuff here and buying stuff there. Their military is doing drills in Mexico, Canada.
Yep.
To me, honestly, our government has been in bed with the cartels in Mexico for a long time. And all you got to do to take down America is deplete our military, make our citizens weak, and take out the man of the family.
So, I mean, Ken, think about what you just said, right? Because we had this issue with eggs. Eggs are becoming really expensive to get. It's like some places $8, $9 for a dozen eggs. And there's protein that Americans need. There's proteins that we need. And we're having this food crisis that's coming about, right? And then on top of that, they've been depleting our our reserves, right? Our few reserves. They've been depleting our military surplus. They've been depleting everything you just said. They've actually been doing it, right? So it's like we're being set up. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep. We are. You know what? Want me to tell you something?
Yes, sir.
TikTok is a surveillance program. It's a surveillance program to It's there to identify who are the rebels and who are
There's another one.
People who are going to bow down.
Yep.
And it's weird how they call it TikTok. Like there's a clock ticking down. You know what I mean?
Like, oh man, you're hitting it tonight. Tick tock, tick tock. It's like a time bomb. Get ready to go off.
Hey, there is one thing I want to say though.
Yes,
as
sir.
long as you walk out, if you walk outside your front door every day and you look up at the sky and you see lines in the sky from airplanes, that means there are no good guys.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Absolutely. Well, hey, Ken, thank you so much
I don't
for
want
the
to
call.
say. Yeah, hey, read your Bible.
Yes,
Jesus
sir.
is coming, baby.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Take care. All right, let's go to the next one. Looks like the last four is 6101. 6101 is the last four. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, this is Fern from North Carolina.
How's it going? What do you think?
I think that Biden is so involved with all the other countries where he's laundered money and made money through the years that no way is he going to let that ever come out. So they do whatever they want to do, any way they want to do it, and he will never stand up to them.
Of course he's not, right? The Biden crime family has committed so many crimes, and there's over 150 SARS reports for the Biden crime family, and then he did an executive order to hide all of that, and they don't want to talk about the highly classified documents that he's had. It's like all of this crime right before our face, and the DOJ, the FBI, they all look the other way. And now we have this hot air balloon in the sky floating around. They refuse to shoot it down. They may have shot it down now, but they refuse to shoot it down from the get-go. It really looks like we are getting set up.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The Biden family is so corrupt that they fear what these other countries can put out and prove what they've been doing for years and years. It's just the entire government is corrupt. It's a cabal.
Yep, it is. I completely agree.
And I think they would have, if Trump had been in office, it would have never reached land.
Yeah, it would have never reached. I don't even think they would have attempted it if Trump was still in office, right?
No, and Russia would have not went into Ukraine.
Exactly, 100%.
And the money in Ukraine coming back to the Democratic Party through FTX, just money laundering and just money. Our government now cares about power and money.
Yep, and they're drunk on it.
If American lives are lost, then so be it.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, Fern, thank you so much for the call. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to the next one here. The last four, 0670, 0670. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Will.
Hey.
Tony from Kentucky.
Hey, Tony. What do you think about this hot air that's coming out?
I think it's a dry run. I think that they're seeing what they can get by with. And I thought earlier today, well, hey, if this thing is the size of 3 school buses,
yep, I heard that.
What's to prevent it from being loaded with fentanyl powder and exploded over the population? Because fentanyl will kill everybody. And who's to say that it don't have a dirty bomb in it?
Who's to say it doesn't have an EMP in it? Right?
Exactly.
Right.
Where you shut down all of the power.
Yep, exactly. Who's to say? Because they were saying it was the size of 3 tour buses, those humongous buses. Yeah. 3 tour buses, that size.
So they have no idea what's in this thing.
Right.
And I don't trust Biden. And then you get Milley and the defense secretary. They act like a bunch of nitwits to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly what they are, a bunch of nitwits. Great description.
That's exactly, and they're evil nitwits.
You are spot on. They are, you know what? They're woke nitwits.
Yes, they are.
I completely agree.
Anyway, that's what I was thinking earlier. I thought, well, hey, this thing could be full of fentanyl powder, and right there you wipe out half of the population if you get it in the jet stream.
Yeah, because they put it in there. It goes in the atmosphere. All it takes is just, the wind to start blowing and start going around. People start inhaling it because people don't realize that fentanyl, police officers have been hospitalized from just handling it, touching it, confiscating
and overdosing.
And overdosing. Some of them, and overdosing. Some of them, I mean, it's ridiculous. So if they put it in the air, my goodness. What is, I mean, it's so bizarre. We cannot put it past them to do such a thing. We can't.
I don't trust this guy. I don't trust Biden as far as I can spit.
Yep. I don't trust him as far as I can see him, and I don't see him.
No, me either.
Tony, thank you so much for the call.
Anyway, brother, thank you for taking my call.
All right, take care. All right, let's go to Ronnie from North Carolina. Hey, Ronnie, thank you so much for the call.
Hey, Will, how's it going?
Man, it's all crazy going. That's what's going.
You remember what I told you about 3 years ago that we fix to have a mess in this country if Joe Biden stays in there?
You know,
well, guess what? It's coming.
You know what?
This right here shows that the devil is alive.
Yes. Yep. I agree.
It does.
Even President Trump even mentioned that Biden will literally destroy this country. And that's why, you know what, I think personally, I think they want the total chaos to happen because they see President Trump returning in 2024. The United Nations, the WEF, the Biden, the Democrats, the FBI, the DOJ, the whole lot of them would probably do anything beyond to prevent that from happening. Go ahead, say it again.
I mean, why do you think they're trying to take the citizens' guns and all, Will?
Yep, the ATF.
I mean, we got battleships sitting out there on our coastlines. There's one 10 miles from the coast of Hawaii.
Yeah, you're talking about the Russian. You're talking about the Russian battleship sitting off the coast of America.
And China.
Yes, sir. And China, yep.
But they found out it was China, too.
And think about this one, too. Think about this, too. Because now you have the Democrats, and they've been doing it for a while, but they're really aggressively, but in this case, like progressively, trying to remove police officers altogether. And if they remove police officers, they can have a third party come in and disarm everybody. This is all timing. It's all happening right before our very eyes.
Then they're going to holler for the UN to come in.
Exactly. Because if they don't have law and order, then they call a third party. The third party comes in and say, hey, you need to give them up. Your Constitution is non and void.
Well, all I got to say is everybody better get right with the good Lord.
Yes, sir.
This is coming.
Yes, sir.
I've said it from day one. It's coming.
Yep. Hey, Ronnie, thank you so much for the call.
And hey, let me say one more thing.
Okay, go.
They said that that submarine that they got off the coast of North Carolina. I think they said it was like 100 miles from Miami. They said it'd take over half of the United States.
Yeah, because they have nukes on it.
Exactly. Yep.
Man. Hey, thanks for the call.
Everybody better get the right with the good Lord. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. All right, take care.
All right, brother. Good talking to you.
Too. All right, let's go to the next caller. 5141 is the last four. 5141 is the last four. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, it's Christine. I'm calling from Idaho.
Hey, Christine.
Not too far from Montana where that thing was flying over.
Okay.
Hey, but it used to be said that nobody would dare invade our coastline because behind every blade of grass there would be a gun.
I thought about that.
And so nobody would dare.
Uh-huh.
And there's no way we should let a foreign anything fly over our airspace. Nothing. Agree. I don't care if it's a weather balloon, an EMP, a spy balloon, nothing. Nothing should be flying over our airspace. And if they knew it was coming, they should have shot it down before it got here.
Yep, you're 100% spot on. See, we need people like you to be in the government, right? Because apparently the ones that are in the government right now are completely imbeciles, right? They're complete idiots. It's like they're working with the world order to take down the country. I mean, look, here's another example, our southern border. They refuse to lock down the southern border, and we don't know how many terrorists have come across the southern border. They just caught another one just 2 days ago. We're being set up for the downfall.
I think a clue that COVID was bunk was when all of the illegals were coming across the border, but they weren't making any of them get the vaccine. And that right there should have said a lot to a whole lot of people.
Well, we're being all set up. The whole country's being set up, and it's being set up for the downfall. All of this is happening right now. And you know what? Like the gentleman said, we need to get right. We need to get right with the good Lord.
Well, I think about 5 million have come across the border since Biden took the office.
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of those have been single men.
Yes.
Not with families and,
of the fighting
age men.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
100%,
right.
100%.
And people that don't pay attention. And I'm kind of old, but you know what? I pay attention. I know what's going on more than half of the country. And, where you're doing an awesome job. I've been following you for a long time. And I'm glad I got to call in and talk to you tonight, because I do appreciate you, and I do appreciate you trying to get the word out to people about everything that's been going on for the last few years.
Well, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And whatever's in the air right now, they could still shoot it down. I don't know where it's at right now, but, if it's in Montana still, heck, that's most of the country's farmland up there. So.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
That'd be it.
Wait, take care.
Anyway, thank you, Will.
Bye.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so like I said, I shared that video earlier where the lady recorded something falling out the sky in Montana. So maybe possibly they went ahead and shot it down because of the public outcry. I'm telling you, all of the media was talking about, why is this flying? Why is it there? Why is it there? Why is it there? How come then? Is the federal government protecting us or not? Are they protecting us or not? Right? I mean, if they can't handle a simple balloon, I mean, come on. If they can't handle that, then what's the point of them? What is the point? All right, 0518, 0518. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Oh, okay. 6942, 6942. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Kayleen from South Dakota.
What's your first name again?
Kayleen.
Kayleen. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
So everything that everyone's been saying, like things with the energy, honestly, it's so much more. It's so much bigger than what everyone is thinking. There's a spiritual war happening. There's so much, it's a big consciousness. I'm sorry, I was listening to the other phone, but it's such a bigger thing than what people think. We need to all get together. We need to all be on another spiritual higher mindset, because they're taking us out. They've been poisoning our water, our food, our minds, programming us since we were born, telling us who we are, where we are, what we are capable of. They don't teach us about consciousness growing up in school.
They don't even want to. They don't want to teach you about the Bible. They don't want to teach you about the Constitution. They don't want to teach you about right and wrong. They want to teach you about wokeness, though. They're all about that.
And all these missing people, everything it's allowing and giving them energy. They are sacrificing people. The government's on a whole nother fucking level where, dude, they are in some deep dark shit. And
let's keep it PG-13 if you don't mind. But yeah, you're completely right. They are in some dark, demonic stuff. They are.
Yes.
Completely demonic.
Sacrificing, and they're taking all of our energy, and they're getting it by our fear. They're putting in fears into us every day. And if you're listening and watching that news every day, you're kind of stuck in the matrix, and we can't allow them to do that to us.
Right.
So you need to educate your children, no matter how young they are. You got to educate them on what's going on in this real world. Set up a plan. We got to get seeds. You got to grow your own food. You got to get water. Like, shit's going down, and we got to be prepared.
Let's keep it PG-13. You're absolutely right, though. It is going down. Let's keep it PG-13. So.
I get really excited about this stuff.
I understand your passion. Trust me, I understand your passion.
So what you're doing is awesome.
Yeah, I understand your passion, and you know what? It is going. I've been saying this is coming. I've been saying this is coming for a while, and I don't want to sound like the boy who called wolf. But people see the same thing. You see it coming too. We all see it coming. So I guess either we're all crying wolf because we see it's coming and no one's paying attention now because people have called it enough.
We can't divide because we're weaker when we're alone. They're dividing us with religion, with this Democrat, Republican, whatever. Like, we don't need to claim anything. We're human beings on this earth, and the only way we're going to get through this is together, no matter what race, no matter what religion, no matter anything. If you're here,
I beg to differ there. I mean, because I'm a strong believer in Christ. I've had experiences, and I think Christ is the only way. And if you never paid attention to it, the reason why a lot of this stuff with their children and stuff is when they remove Christ out of schools, when they reject Christ, when they reject the 10 Commandments. That's when all of this demonic stuff started happening, targeting our children. It's just an automatic. It didn't happen like overnight, of course. But they removed God. And as soon as they removed God, in Christianity, Jesus, that's the one that they hate the most. And when they removed Jesus from the schools, that's when you started seeing the shooting, the wokeness, them trying to, to sexualize the kids. These people are sick.
And I'm totally against all demonic darkness things. But do you ever think about we've been manipulated with certain things? They've taken so many things out of this book. They've only put things in there that they want us to know. Well,
but if you're referring to the Holy Bible, that's when I've had the conversation with people before. That's when you need to pray and ask that the Holy Spirit fills you and give you understanding. Because man will do stuff. Wicked men will do stuff. We can't depend on wicked man. That's when you need to pray and ask for the Holy Spirit to fill you, to give you understanding. Hey, Kayleen, got to let you go. Thank you so much for the call.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
All right, let's go. We got another new caller here, 1753. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Jim from Arizona.
Hey, Jim. Thank you so much for the call. What do you think about this hot air balloon?
It's a little weird, and I hope that we take care of it. But I'm sorry, you called me as I was swallowing. I apologize for that. What do you think? Do you think Trump is a religious man?
To be honest with you, no. But I do believe that Trump acknowledges God. I don't take him as a religious man, but I do believe he acknowledges God. He allows people to pray for him. He allows people to pray over him, and all of his events, he allow them to say in the name of Jesus.
Okay, good. It's a little more grounded in reality than I thought. Because I'm on the left. I think everything you guys have been saying is insane. So I wanted to call and say hi.
You know what? Thank you for calling.
Trump.
I agree. You know what? I appreciate you calling me and having the conversation. But like I said, I just admit it, that I don't think Trump is a religious man, but he doesn't have a problem, an issue with them praying over him in the name of Jesus. Now, I would imagine that you wouldn't like to see Joe Biden do that. Am I correct? Am I correct or am I wrong?
Well, he seems to be a Catholic. He seems to, like do it.
I like how you said it. He seems. I like how you say that. He seems to be a Catholic.
Well, I can't prove it, obviously.
Because come on now, you have to admit, Joe Biden does call himself a Catholic. Okay, that's no secret. He does call himself a Catholic, but I mean, Joe Biden doesn't come across as a Catholic, and that's why you said he seems. If we're going to be honest here, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm no Biden fan, but I think he's 1,000 times better than Trump. So that's where I'm coming from.
Really? Give me one example of how Joe Biden is better than Trump. Just one.
Well, I'll say this: when and if Joe loses in 2024, which he very well might.
Wait a minute. I just want one. I'm not asking you to give me a whole laundry list. I'm just asking for one.
Oh no! I was about to just answer the question.
Okay.
If he loses in 2024, I think he will admit that he lost. He will concede, and he will go to the inauguration of the person.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, but give me an example of something that Joe Biden has done for the country that has been better than President Trump. Just one.
I think didn't the job numbers come out today that
so you
hit the lowest unemployment in over 50 years?
Okay, would you agree that those people going back to work and not people from jobs and policies that he put in place that created jobs? Because what business has gone to the White House? What company has gone to the White House and made a pledge to Biden saying that they're going to bring their business back to America?
Well, I don't think Biden relies on as much theatrics as Trump did. Trump was a big fan of those types of theatrics, you know.
Well, you know what? They were doing it. Biden, not a single company has gone to Biden and say, okay, I'm going to make a pledge and I'm going to bring the jobs back here to America. Because if they did, you know that they would publicize it. MSSTD, they would publicize it. CNN, Communist News Network, they would publicize it. You know that they would. They would say, oh, look what he's doing. He's doing it for America. But they don't do that because there's not there.
Yeah, I guess so. I can't argue with the conspiratorializing. So.
It's happened. It's not even there. If it was there, we'd be able to talk about it, conspiracy. Hey, Jim, you know what?
Real quick. Let's
go ahead.
pivot real quick because I don't want to take up all your night. I want to ask about the vaccines. I'm pro-vax.
I'm not going to talk about the vaccines because, you know, it's a setup because the tech companies don't allow free speech for us to have a second opinion or have discussion or something.
Oh, I was watching you on Rumble. I thought Rumble was all free speech.
I am on Rumble, but I'm on YouTube and Facebook too. So they don't, but you get it. I don't have to tell you, you get it. Hey, appreciate the call though.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
Take care.
Wow, that's cool. You know, hey, see, if you're a liberal, look, I didn't talk bad to him. I don't agree with his policies. I don't agree with his beliefs or anything. And he said, we're crazy. See, I can talk to him. People say, get rid of him, Will. Let's go to Joyce from Georgia. Hey, Joyce, thank you so much for the call. It's been a minute.
Hello, Will. It's been a while.
Yes, ma'am. So tell me, what do you think? What do you think?
Well,
let me ask you this. Is the hot air balloon filled with just Biden's hot air or all of the left, the liberals?
I think it's filled with a lot of everything. To me, I think China's got they own Joe Biden. He's in checkmate, and they can do anything they want to do, and Joe's not going to do anything to them because the cat will be out of the bag. They can bring him down.
Yeah.
So Joe's going to let China get away with everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
we
completely
sold them
agree.
our oil reserves, for God's sake.
Well, we already know that China is sending the fentanyl to the country, and they're not doing anything about that. If you ask me, that alone is an act of war because of the number of Americans dying every single day. But they refuse to do anything to prevent that from happening, because if they were, they would say, nope, you can't come into the country. You got to go through the front door. But they don't do that.
And I'm like you. I wish the guy would have gave us one thing Joe Biden has done for America since he's been in. He's tore the world apart. He's preaching racist.
Yeah, you know what,
That's
Joyce?
all they talk about. Everything is racist. Hey, we get along. It's the demons that don't get along.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Everybody else, we get along, man. We get along.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But see, I can get along. I can have a conversation with them.
It takes God.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, we can.
Yeah. But see, the thing is,
I've got a lot of friends that's Democrats.
And let me say this. Because Jim. Let me say this about
where
Jim.
I stand, and I know where they stand.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me say this about Jim, because a lot of liberals will not call me because they. I guess I don't know why, but you know what? If you're still watching, thank you so much for calling. We don't agree, and that's fine. But we should be able to have a discussion, and that's the whole point.
We can agree to disagree.
Yes, we should be able to have a discussion. So, anyways, hey Joyce, thank you so much for the call.
Okay, love you, man, and
love you back.
God bless you.
God bless. Take care. All right, we got a new caller here, 2669. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Will. It's Jason Williams from Tennessee.
Hey, Jason. Thank you so much for the call. What do you think about all of this?
But I just tell you, it scares me to death because with Iran and Israel and Russia, Ukraine, and, with this China and Taiwan incident, it worries me that balloon, I worry that balloon will sit over here to see our reaction because I'm afraid they're going to put us in a war to stop us having an election because they're afraid they're going to lose, bud.
I thought about that too because I said I would not put it past the Biden regime to take us into another just a humongous catastrophe, chaos to where the elections can't even be held. And I used to, I believe that. And I used to say this, I used to say, I hope I'm wrong, but I said if they remove President Trump, he could very well be the very last decent president to ever walk through the White House doors because of all the corruption, and so much corruption has come out since then. And I'm like, I don't want to be right, but you're even seeing it too. You're seeing it too.
But I've been watching you since the motorcycle days, and I ain't seen you be wrong yet.
Well, you know what? I want to be wrong, but I keep looking at this stuff and I see what they're doing. It's like, it's just obvious, but you know what? Just common sense. You see it. I see it. We all see what they're doing. And all I'm doing is talking about what they're doing and what's possibly going to happen. I'm like, wait a minute. But if they did this could possibly happen. And sure enough, this crazy stuff is happening.
Yeah, I'm afraid that all this is just to push that global initiative, yes, and that's going to be what pushes us over the edge for a great, humongous another world war. Bud, I'll be honest with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I see it coming. And you know what? They want a one world. In order for them to achieve a one world order, this is one possible way. They got to destroy it, bud. They have to have chaos on the planet. So all the countries on the planet will say, okay, we have to come together to prevent this from ever happening again. But they need a third world war because they tried to attempt it after the first and the second, and the countries in the world didn't come on board. But if they have just crazy destruction on the planet, they can achieve it then. And I see it coming.
I'm with you there, brother. I'm with you there.
Yep. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but I mean, we can't ignore what we see right before our eyes. Hey, Jason, thank you so much for the call.
Thank you, Bill. Have a good one, brother. God bless you.
God bless you, sir. Take care. All right, let's go. We got 8129 is the last four. 8129. Hello. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? You there, caller? You going once?
Hello?
Oh, there you are. What's your first name and where you calling from?
Me, Tina. I'm calling from Massachusetts.
Tina from Massachusetts. What's going on, Tina? Tell me what you think about all this.
Well, I was outside this afternoon and I was just taking photographs of the sky was beautiful. Usually you see all the lines in the sky. Today it was so beautiful. I was taking the photographs. And then it was around 1 o'clock maybe. And then recently a friend of mine was looking at my photos and he was saying, that's a balloon. And I was joking with him. I'm like, that's not a balloon. I says, oh, it must be dirt on my lens. And then I saw your show and he knew about the balloon and I didn't know about it. And then I'm hearing from you. I'm freaking out because I have a photograph of it.
Really?
If you want it.
Really?
Yeah.
Email it to me. Here, I'll put my email. I'll put my email address on the screen. It's contact at uniteamerica1st.com.
UniteAmericaFirst.com. Is that your email?
It's contact at uniteamerica1st.com.
Okay. Contact UniteAmericaFirst.com. I'll use that. Okay. Okay, I will send it to you. I just can't believe this. Okay.
Okay. And I just put it up on the screen.
I tried to put it on the screen. There's no photo.
Well, if you look at the screen, it's probably like a 30-second delay or whatever. But if you once you get it, just take a second, glance at the screen, you'll see it. The entire world can see my email address right there. You got my phone number up there, and right below is my email address. Contact at uniteamerica1st.com.
All right.
Make it real easy. Make it real easy. Yeah, send it to me. If you send it to me right now, I'll put it up on the screen.
Well, I zoomed in on the dot.
Okay, yeah.
And
send it.
so the photo.
I'll share it. Because I'm pretty sure everyone listening say, I want to see it too.
Okay, I'll send 2 photos then. Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the call. Oh, wait a minute.
All right, thank you.
So you say you were freaking out. You were freaking out because here I am talking about it, and you were talking about with your friend, and you actually took a picture of it. So it's like, that's pretty surreal, right?
Yeah, that was just so strange.
Yeah,
He's talking about a balloon, and I said, I haven't heard about that. And then I heard your show. I always watch your show a lot, and then I heard you talking about a balloon, and then I started freaking out. Oh, weird.
Well, awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate you the call, Tina. And yeah, send it to me. If I get it in time, I'll put it up on the screen.
I will. Okay.
Right. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate
Have a good night. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to Susan. Is it Susan from Louisiana? Hello, Susan.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you, Will?
Man, it's, I'm still here kicking it.
Yeah. I
What do you think?
understand. I think that's the Chinaman's, that they've got cameras on it for right now, and they may have some type of cheap stuff in order to be able to, get it to where that they can see if the United States will shoot it down first or do something with it. And or they might even have something like that, some type of something that could kill the United States people, with all the fentanyl and all this other mess. Something in it even that could harm somebody. It's all kinds of evil, wicked stuff these people could do to send it to us.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, I've been saying it could possibly be an EMP. It very well could be an EMP.
I think it's just to where they can check it out and see how far they can push the United States. And I say, shoot it down.
Yeah. It should have never got to this point. They should have just automatically shot it down from the get-go.
Exactly.
Right? It should have never got to that point.
Exactly. I think they should tell China if they send any more of this crap over, they're going to be in for it. They ain't getting nothing else from the United States, period. And he ought to open up the oil doings, and he wouldn't have to worry about all this bunch of junk, and we wouldn't have to go around begging all these other countries for oil.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's all by design, right? They want to. They're crippling the United States of America. Yeah, they're crippling.
Oh yeah, they want to take control. Oh yeah, they want to take control over it. That's the way the Antichrist is going to come. They're going to end up say, well, you can't buy, sell, or trade unless you take the mark of the beast or get one of these chips. They're first going to start with the kids, the children.
Yeah, well, actually, they started with the animals, the pets, and then and the FDA has approved it for human consumption, and a lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
They've actually approved it for human consumption, the FDA, and I encourage you go look it up, because I tell people to go look it up because I pay attention to this stuff. So
it's crazy, is all I know, and
yes, ma'am.
Somebody, it ain't nothing to it. It's just where they can. Be able to, if your child got lost, which that would be a good thing, but
you know what?
Backlash.
You know what, Susan? I used to say this years ago because I used to talk about the end times so much when everybody I would talk to, come in contact with, I talk about the end times, and to the point some people were like, oh, here come Will. I know he's going to talk about the end times. I want to talk about it. I was like, that's my only conversation. But now we're living in it. And these same people, they're like, okay, yeah, they see it. But I used to tell people, I said, they're going to present it like it's a wonderful thing. You won't have to worry about losing your keys. You won't have to worry about walking down the street carrying a credit card, carrying any currency. You won't have to worry about if your children, your children, you better locate your children. People with elderly, like Joe Biden, that can't remember where they are half the time and they wander off, they'll be able to find them, with Alzheimer's. It's just, it would be so many benefits to having it when they present it. And
it's going to be, the devil comes like a thief in the night to kill, steal, and rob.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Well, hey, Susan.
He's trying to end up to have it all, where we'll all buy everything that he's presenting
but
to us in order.
Yeah, and really quick, they're actually doing the digital currency. Joe Biden did an executive order saying that they're looking into digital currency. So it's all happening right now.
It says, exactly, and it says in the Bible where money will be blowing in the streets, and everybody always wondered how that's going to happen.
Yep.
Well, that's how it's happening.
I think we're the generation to see it. Hey, Susan, thank you so much for the call.
Be worth nothing. Money will be worth absolutely nothing.
It's pretty much there already. It's pretty much there already.
Exactly.
So. Hey, Susan, thank you so much for the call.
Okay.
All right, take care.
God bless.
God bless you. Okay, let's go 2232. 2232 is the last four. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, William.
Yes, sir. What's your first name?
Hey, William.
William.
You're Will, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Some people call
right.
me William, too.
Well, I wasn't.
What state
I'm
are you calling from,
surprised I got
William?
Through, but that's just,
I just want the state. I don't need the city, the zip code, or anything. Just the state.
Washington.
Okay, cool. What you got?
The balloon thing isn't the first one. 2 days ago, they started to see one that was going over Canada. This one is the second one.
Yeah, I heard, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
So here's what I really wanted to touch on if we have the time. Okay, Jesus Christ was crucified, and who did it? The Romans. But who put them up to it? That's another question. But who also killed the disciples? Roman. Italy. And where is the Roman Catholic Church? Rome. There's a lot going on that people may not know about it, but there's a ton of things going on. And it all goes back, and okay, now the three-letter words of companies and things like that. I did a search on, Jesus Christ being crucified, and it brought up two different quotes. The first one was from some gentleman saying, yes, he died on the cross, but it was a scientific thing. The second one was from the AMA in 1847, that Jesus Christ was dead before he was crucified. They're even trying to rewrite history, is what I'm trying to say, Will.
It would not surprise me. They changed the definition.
AMA, American Medical Association.
Yeah. I completely agree. It would not surprise me at all. They changed the definition, or at least they're trying to change the definition of a woman. They changed the definition of a recession. They changed definition of so many different things to fit their sinister demonic agenda. So it would not surprise me if they were to attempt to do that.
It shouldn't. But thank you for your time. There's a lot more. I could.
Go on forever, but I'm with you. Hey, thanks for the call, William.
I'd let you take more calls. Yes.
All right, appreciate
it. Take care.
Bye. All right, let's go. 0598. 0598 is the last four. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? You there, caller?
Hello. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, well, Jasmine calling from Connecticut.
What's your first name?
Show, but, Jasmine. But that whole balloon thing, I think that's a piece of crap there. It's just as publicity, trying to distract people from everything.
Jasmine,
but thanks for taking my call, and God bless.
God bless you, too. God bless you. All right. Oh, look at this. Dawson from Utah. It's been a minute.
Hey,
What's going on? Yeah.
Not much. How are you doing?
Man, just trying to keep up with this craziness. And every time you think we're going to have a slow day, it's like, more craziness comes up.
Oh, I know. That blip, too, that was seen earlier today. There's no way that they didn't take all that information.
Right.
I heard that it was sitting there that it's been sitting there for months.
Yeah, I did a report earlier where they were talking about it on Fox News, and they said they knew about it a month out when it was before it even got to America. They knew about it.
Really?
Yeah, they knew about it before it got here. They saw it coming on its way. They were tracking it as it was coming on its way. It got here, and they still weren't saying anything. They could have shot it down over the ocean, but they didn't do that. Oh, let's let it come on in. Let's let it spy on us, Why not?
Oh, it's just, it's all part of their plan. They want to, it's all part of the plan to make this great country fall. They could have shot it down, just like Trump tweeted out. He's like, why isn't this shot down yet? I feel like, common sense would say there's a blimp coming from China. They're not sending in, they're not sending in friendly requests here. They're going to send in a blimp like that especially over a nuke, like a nuclear site. You can put two and two together.
Yep. You know what? But you're talking common sense here. You know, putting 2 and 2 together equals 4. But you know, you're talking about common sense. But the left, they really don't deal in common sense. They deal in feelings. Well, I feel this way. I feel that way, and that's where the problem comes in. Because reality has to set in at some point, but it doesn't with them.
Exactly. So I got one more thing for you, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
What's with this feud between Trump and DeSantis?
You know, I think the biggest issue between Trump and DeSantis is that a lot of people are saying that DeSantis is taking the same money and taking the same, you know, and making connections with the same, you know, George W. Bush with that ring of the Republican Party. But see, I don't know, you know, just because they see, you know, Bush standing, because Bush, he lives in Florida, right? He was governor of Florida at one point. So if he's there, he's just there. It doesn't necessarily mean, but it has been known, it has been told that Ron DeSantis has met with a lot of these big backers that said they're not going to back Trump, but they're going to back him, and is causing that rift. I think personally, I want Trump 2024, and I want Ron DeSantis 2028. That's my ticket. Right. But we'll see what happens.
I was on that, and I was like, but DeSantis is making it really hard for me. He's really pushing for me to vote for him, just from some of the stuff that I've seen, just for me personally.
Yeah. Well, if he runs, it's going to be really interesting if he decides to run. Yeah. So it's going to be, and a lot of, you know what, the biggest problem that I have is a lot of people say, well, we need to go Ron DeSantis because Trump is tainted. You know, there's no way that they will ever support Trump. They hate Trump, blah, blah, blah. But they're saying this about Trump, not realizing that they hate Ron DeSantis actually more. Because, see, President Trump, he never really did address the wokeness. He was just an event just the other day where by the Republican, the log cabin Republicans, which there are a whole bunch of sodomites. Him and Carrie Lake was at an event with them. But see, Ron DeSantis, he won't allow them to teach that crap in the schools. He said, no, we're not doing it at all. They hate Ron DeSantis more than they do Trump. And a lot of people don't realize that. And they think, well, we got to go with Ron DeSantis because, you know, the Democrats hate him more because he's addressing their wokeness. And I don't understand how people don't get that. I really don't. But, you know, it is what it is. So, well, hey, thanks so much for the call, Dawson.
Well, thanks, Will.
All right, take care.
Hey, I hope you do more phone calls more often. I'd love to talk to you more again.
All right, sounds good. Take care.
Hey, have a good night.
You too. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I might end up doing it on, you know, Friday nights, you know. Maybe I'll start taking them on Friday nights. You can give me a call. All the crazy stuff throughout the week. Maybe we can talk about it. You know, something hot like this. This is crazy with this hot air balloon. Hey, if you haven't already, please, you know, I put up on the screen here, UnitedAmericaFirst.com/newsletter. If you haven't already, sign up for my newsletter. It's free. It's completely free. You know, I ask everyone hit the like button if you hadn't already on Rumble. Hit that thumbs up, smash it. YouTube, smash the thumbs up. Facebook, hit the heart buttons. If you hit the heart buttons on Facebook, it really makes a difference. Show me some love. All right, everybody. Actually, let me take a look real quick and see before I bounce. I think I've been on here for a good minute, right? I've been on here for a good minute, hour and a half. It's been a while since I've done this. All right, let me see. I'm going to say thank you to a few people on Facebook. If anybody sent me any stars. I don't see a single one. Oh, there's one. Mary, thank you so much for the stars. And that was 13 minutes ago. Michelle, thank you so much for the stars. Thank you so much. That just came through a few seconds ago. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let me look on. Okay. And let me look on Rumble. Sometimes people bless me on Rumble. But Rumble doesn't constantly show it, but it is what it is. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing this. If nothing else, please share this podcast, this video podcast. Please, if nothing else, share this. Interesting even, right? God bless everybody. See you on the flip side.